are live.
Welcome to the tent,
Right.
bakers. We're gonna go around the table in just a moment, and everyone will introduce themselves and the character that they'll be playing for tonight. But to kind of give a brief overview of what we will be playing tonight, this is a homebrew game called Get Ready, Get Set, Bake. It is my own little creation because I'm obsessed with the Great British Baking Show and I am never going to be able to participate in that. So this is the closest I will get. Um, so everyone is playing a character from the USP that has some sort of baking, cooking sort of experience. And so we're kind of treating it like in the Great British Bake Off, they do a celebrity version, and that's kind of what this version is based on. There's a few different quirky rules, and some things have changed. If you watched the one from last year, or the last time we did it, I don't remember when last year we did it. I think probably around the same time because I think I was testing for Origins or I was testing just after Origins. Um, there's a few little quirky differences from the show, but for the most part, feels pretty solid to the show. So we'll get started. The question of the game, last time it was what is your favorite dessert? This time it's going to be what was your favorite dessert as a kid? So with that, we will start with Deuce.
Howdy, everybody. I'm the Deuce. I am the cinnamon to Kevin's coriander of the Untold Stories Project. I'm playing Gator Man, the hero with a tail that refuses to fail. Here, having a grand old time to answer the question of the day. There's something scientifically and just emotionally great about pudding. The stuff doesn't make sense. It wiggles in a weird way. It's just sugar and delicious, but there's a core memory where everyone goes pudding. All right, I can get behind that. So yeah, childhood dessert, absolutely pudding. Um, but yeah, and with that one, we will pass to Joe.
Ooh, hi, I'm Joe. I'm playing Soda Light again tonight. And favorite, my favorite childhood dessert. 'Cause there's all the candies and snacks and stuff like that, but dessert. When my grandfather would hand make his sopapillas, and I am bougie picky about my sopapillas now because they are always compared to his. And there is one restaurant in the city that does the same style technique. I don't know,
Yep.
but it's actually like a little puff pillow, and
Yep.
you rip it open, and it should already have sugar and cinnamon, like boop boop, dusted, not coated. It should not
Correct.
be flaky and falling on. Anyways, I'm gonna stop. I obviously love it, and I miss them. So, yeah, my grandfather's sopapillas. Calvin.
I'm on mute. As was foretold. Hey everyone, I'm Calvin, and tonight I will be playing the ice-cold kineticist Keone. And to answer the question of the day, my favorite childhood dessert? There was this one specific. It was like this apple pie that had like this icing on it, and I don't remember. See, this is the problem: is I don't remember which store it came from, or where we got it. And it's one of those things that's like, God, I wish I could have this again, but I don't remember where it was from.
That's always the worst too. Like, especially if you go anywhere like a festival where you're like sampling stuff and you're like, shit, what was that place called? And then
Yeah.
it's like just gone forever. It's just like a distant memory.
I've tried
Are
to
you,
recreate it, but it eludes me.
are you sure it wasn't just a Timbit? Tim Hortons makes
Reasonably. I mean, who knows? It may have been a limited time thing from some grocery store near where I grew up, and maybe that's why I can't find it again. But if anyone knows what that is, then join me in sorrow.
Is it a strudel? Is it like an apple
Maybe.
strudel? Did it look kind of like a stretched out toaster strudel?
It's you know what's unhelpful is I mostly remember the flavor more so than the
Oh,
appearance.
yeah, that's really unhelpful.
Like
Desserts are all about the display.
I can picture it on my tongue. And that's all I got.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to Great Butch Bake Off After Dark. Okay.
No! No, we gotta save that for later in the night.
Yeah, that's the after midnight show.
And with that vague answer, I'll pass to Jenny.
Hi, everybody. I am Jenny, and I am playing Eurydice. Yes, the Eurydice of ancient Greek myth. And if Gatorman beats her for a third time in a row solely because he rolls a natural 20, she's gonna riot.
He didn't
Um,
win because of the natural 20. He won because there's love in his cooking.
No. So to answer the question of the day, for me, it would have to be my great grandmother's apple pie. An apple pie so good and so legendary that my went to a culinary school southern grandmother could never make it as good, and she even admitted she couldn't get the crust as good even as she was literally making it right alongside my great grandmother. Um, so yeah, it has to be that. It was this little old woman in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. We would come to visit, and she would just literally make an apple pie because we came to visit. She was the greatest. And with that, I will pass it up to Aunt Puppy.
So I'm Aunt Puppy, and I will be playing Paul and Prue. I will not be doing a British accent because it will not last very long. I can only do certain things, and they're mostly just yelling. So I learned my my British accent from Donna Noble from Doctor Who. So probably not
first.
best to use that accent. That and
Why not?
my family does every once in a while on Sundays when we do family day and we all get together. Every once in a while we make it British family day and we all talk with a British accent. And it is not pleasant to anybody's ear. So
I'm pretty sure that's a war crime.
It sounds like you've had practice then.
yeah. Yeah. No, not yet. Maybe the third time we come around to this, I will try and actually do the correct British accent. I'll have to watch a lot more Great British Baking Show to get the proper Paul.
3 hours hardcore Mary Poppins. You're coming full
Oh, yeah.
Cockney accent.
Yes, it's the best I can do. It's really the best I can do. But my favorite dessert as a kid, I'm not a big dessert person. I know, weird that that is, but desserts are my love language, so I love making them. So mine is more of a memory of my mom and I it's this very clear memory of my mom and I in the kitchen in our townhouse when we first moved down to Texas at Christmas time. We made peppermints and cupcakes and cookies and candies and caramels and fudge, and it was just like for like 3 days it was just me and my mom in the kitchen just making all sorts of desserts, and that's like what we gave out to people that we had just met and my friends that I was developing and neighbors. And so like to me that is like a memory that is just ingrained in how happy people were when they got the desserts. So to me that is like how I give happiness is I give desserts. So yeah, so even for like my birthday, I asked my mom, "Can I make the cake?" so I'm a big fan of making the desserts for other people. So I have a little reminder pop up in my email of all the people in my department of when their birthdays are to remind myself the day before to ask them what dessert they want me to bring in for their birthday, and I make it specific for them. So mine's more or less about eating the thing, which is why Calvin not being able to describe what the dessert looks like is going to drive me insane until I can figure it out.
Try living with it.
Just the taste on the end of your tongue and you can't get to it.
One day.
All right, so we will get started. Oh, it's getting warm in my room here. I think the temperature, I need to change it real quick. So starting out, the camera pans into the tent. Everyone's favorite hosts, Paul and Prue, walk in. They're smiling at this ragtag group of celebrity bakers. Paul comes in, greets everybody to the tent. He's so excited that you guys could take time out of your busy schedules, saving the world, saving the planet, saving the universe, coming back from, you know, wherever Freedom League Dark has been. And, you know, taking the time for this nice, lovely charity event to bake some delicious desserts. So with that, the signature challenge. So the signature challenge and the showstopper challenge are going to be set up the same. The technical will be a little bit different. So when we get to the technical, we'll talk about the technical. So let's see. So everyone, so here's some of the differences that we have from the last game to this game. I've formalized the point system, so it's less of like, that seems right, and a little bit more distinctive. So everyone is going to start with 30 points. So you can add or subtract the 30 points from that. If you guys want to keep track, you are welcome to keep track of your own points, but I will be keeping track of everybody's points. I have a handy dandy little sheet to keep track of everybody's points. That way then hopefully Gatorman doesn't, you know, sneak in at the end, or, you know, I could just make it up and be like, Gatorman's going to win.
Fan favorite points every time, baby.
Yeah, that's what the smart money says. So,
so yeah, so you can either add or subtract depending on how your baking successes go. At the start of each round, you're going to roll for a meltdown. Your meltdown is basically determining whether or not you have a stiff upper lip and you are doing well, and that you can survive looking into Paul's baby blue eyes and come out alive at the end. I don't think I could, and that's why I would be out in the first round of the Great British Bake Off.
What a way to go.
That's true. I just could live in, I love him so much. So this roll will affect what is called your initial bake. So this is kind of your first, this would be kind of like when they're prepping and getting ready and determining whether or not you can actually successfully, you know, open your oven and turn it on, and, you know, you don't break a dish, or you set your desserts right and your ingredient, like everything is working right. So that's kind of what that one's figuring out. Once we determine that, then you'll go into your will roll. This will determine turn order. Turn order isn't so important in the signature and the showstopper. It is very important though in the technical, because that will determine who gets to go first and the amount of panic that you have while you figure out your desserts. Let's see. So where was I? So after the meltdown, we roll for initiative. As I go down the turn order, I will ask you about your creativity, your ingredients, or your experience. And with that, you have 3 dice choices. You have a D12, a D10, or a D8. You can choose whatever of those 3 dice you want to use. If the thing I pick for you is something that you're really, really good at, so you're like, I want to use the smaller dice to kind of get it out of the way. I want to use the bigger dice for when it's something that I'm not very good at. Whatever you want to use, you can use it at any point in time in the 3 challenges. The problem is that once you use it, you can no longer use it anywhere else. So it kind of comes off the board. Obviously, the exception is the D10. You will keep using the D10 when we roll for the meltdowns, but in the sense of your actual bake, you can only use them once per round. Let's see. Meltdown bonuses will be used at this point, and this will determine a plus or minus on your next roll. All right. So with the signature shows have initial. So the initial bake roll, the one where you're kind of prepping all your ingredients and figuring out what your bake is going to be. This will determine whether you have an advantage or a disadvantage on your success bake roll. So this is where you're actually presenting it to the judges, and this is where we are determining whether you have a success or a failure on your bake. So that is the most important roll, and that is rolled with a D20. Points are based on your success bake roll, not any of your other ones. Your other rolls are just determining whether you get a positive or negative to that success roll. Since this is the Great British Bake Off, and one of my favorite parts of the Great British Bake Off is that everybody likes to help everybody. So everyone is nice and pleasant. Nobody's mean to anybody, which is my favorite part of the show. So we have a card called the Helping Your Fellow Contestant. Obviously, helping your fellow contestant. Let me show. Where's my handout? Did I lose my handout? I might have lost my handout. Hold on just a sec.
We did the last show in October.
Oh, it was October? I thought it was a lot
Yes,
earlier than that.
because my signature challenge then was a pumpkin roll. I remember.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, give me 1 second while I find the Poker roll, because of course that did not save in my thing. Because it wouldn't be the Great British Baking Show without me failing at something right off the bat. Download. Just gonna pretend. Okay, there we go. All right. Ignore the mysterious note. Oh, wait, maybe that is what I need to add. I'm also not very good with Roll20, so you'll have to give me
All the grace.
all the grace on that. Show
You
to
have
everyone.
exactly half a millimeter of grace.
Okay, so you should all be seeing the helpful character sheet. So helping your fellow contestant, you have 3 choices that you can use. Choice number 1 is you can take a -1 to your baking roll to give your teammate a +2 to their baking roll. So if you see that your customer is having, or your fellow contestant is having an absolute major meltdown, they're just like, the dice are just not doing them any favors, you can offer to help them and you give them a +2 to their success bake roll, but you do then take a -1 to your success bake roll. Option 2 is you can give a +3 to this round of for your teammate or for your fellow contestant, but you have to take a -3, or that person has to take a -3 at a later roll. So you give them 3, nothing comes away from you, but then they have to determine when they're going to, and they have to use it. It's not one where you can just be like, well, everybody forgot I didn't use. You have to use it. And then your last choice is if you have a Hollywood handshake, or you want to do you can use a Hollywood handshake to do a complete reroll. So if you're just like, nope, that's no good, I've got a Hollywood handshake, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reroll. Or you can take a -5 to your reroll and reroll if you rolled a nat 1 or anything like that. And you just are like, I have to be Gator Man. You can use a reroll. So those are your 3 choices. Like I said, helping a fellow contestant is one of my favorite parts of the Great British Baking Show, or Great British Bake Off. So that was always one thing I wanted to pop in there.
Is there a limit on the number of times that we can help fellow contestants?
Yes, you can help someone 1 time. So like if you could help Gatorman once and you can't help him the rest of the round. You could help Keone once, you can't help her the rest of the time. Excuse me. But yeah, you can only help them once. Someone can be helped by multiple people throughout the competition, but you can't just go, well, now I want to re-roll again. I want to re-roll it. 1 re-roll, 1 help from a contestant for each round. All right. Ooh, on the wrong one. Okay, so let's see. Got it. So one last thing, the Hollywood handshake. So you can get a Hollywood handshake by using your powers in fun or creative ways. And I determine you should get a Hollywood handshake. You can get it for rolling a nat 20. In any in any of the, so even if you roll a nat 20 on your initiative roll, you get a Hollywood handshake. So they will be very beneficial throughout the game, and they will be very beneficial at the end of the game as they are worth a lot of points. So you want to try and collect those as many times as you can. So with that, we will go back to Paul and Prue, and they will describe that you are going to be starting. You guys can now all look at the initial, or the signature challenge card. And the signature challenge card, like the last time, just because I think this one is it's fun anyways. You're going to do a rolled cake. This is kind of like a Swiss roll. It's a more difficult cake to make, but it is one of the most fun when it comes out correctly. I've made it a couple of times. My rainbow one is my favorite one because that one was very complicated, but it was very fun to make. So basically you're taking a thin sponge cake and you are layering it with frosting, and then you are rolling it. and turning it. So we're really looking for that nice swirl, a good flavor palette. There's no specific flavoring that you need to come up with, just whatever floats you guys' boat. That is going to be your best choice. So with that, let's have everybody roll for their meltdown. Make sure I got all my roll things work this time.
God damn it, Deuce.
Ah, ha, ha.
Wait, Deuce,
Yeah.
you rolled will, not initiative.
You said roll meltdown.
Oh,
So
I'm
roll
sorry.
meltdown.
Yes.
That-
Okay, so everybody else rolled the roll. So meltdown.
Well, okay, fine. I
on.
pressed meltdown.
Hold on, did I switch them up on your little things? I'm sorry if I did. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure I pressed meltdown.
Okay, initiative. Yeah, a d20. Okay. Meltdown. Oh, I did the wrong dice on you guys' meltdown sheets. I'm sorry. That is my fault. It's a lot of copying and pasting I was doing, and so that was my fault. Because you shouldn't be able to get an nat 10 on your meltdown because it's only a d10 you're rolling. Oh, that was my fault. Apologies.
The dice, no.
Yeah, the dice were like, we're going to give Gatorman that nat 20 right off the bat.
Yeah.
He wants it.
Okay, so I got those ones updated. Okay. All right, so D and Gatorman should be good now. Keone should be good now to re-roll. Let's see, Soda. Man, I did not pay attention with the copying and pasting. Okay, everyone's cards should be updated now, so if they want to go ahead and re-roll. So that is my fault.
Mine rolled correctly.
Yay!
Meltdown is will, right?
Not initiative. Oh, wait, what? Why is it still? Oh, because I'm stupid. Just ignore me. I'm stupid and I copied and pasted and I still can't change everything correctly. But everybody rolled correctly.
I think it's just like the label of it.
Yeah, it's what I labeled it as, yeah. So,
You changed the label.
yeah. Because I was trying to make it so that I would see it and know what you guys were doing. So now I gotta go in and change that real fast. So give me one moment there.
We're learning together.
I did my best, guys. I did my best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melt down.
You know, the Gator Man just looks at Paul and goes, "Good to see you again." Yeah, it's lovely to be back in the tent. I appreciate everything.
Look,
Yeah.
look, I thought I just walked through the shadow to leave the last competition, and I came through that shadow saying, like, oh, it's another competition, so
We're here again.
I'm gonna keep trying until I win, and maybe that's how I get out of this?
It's weird. Everyone says, okay, that's just weird. I don't know why it's saying initiative, but it is.
Oh, I just updated mine. If you were looking at
Updated
the
mine. too.
Remember those doors
Oh.
that took us to different parts of history of Lafandi? You're stuck inside one of those.
Yeah, no, that liminal white space where we were sent somewhere else and, like, I climbed up onto, like, the corner of the wall ready to attack anyone and you all got mad. Yeah, that is what this feels like all over again, but I'm told to bake, so I bake. I'm not
Valid.
supposed to stab. I won't stab.
Yeah, no stabbing, but you do have knife skills, so that could come in handy for this. All right, so, okay, sorry, let me get back to where I was. My rules. Where are my rules on this? Oh, meltdown, here we go. Okay, so what was everybody's meltdown rolls?
17.
No, you were, oh, how did you get holy shit! All right, okay, so you have a +1 to your next roll.
Yay.
Not the initiative roll to your initial bake roll.
I got a 12.
You got a 12, so good lord, everybody, okay. Oh, okay. So you get a +1 to your initial bake roll. And
And
then
8 total for Keone.
Keone, +1.
Trevor.
And D.
I went from rolling a 19 to rolling a 1. Thanks. I got 4.
So you don't get plus or minus. Sorry. That's not funny. It's kind of funny.
That's really not.
The dice really hate you. Like, they really hate you in this game. which is just awful. Okay. So with that, so now so everyone's got their pluses to their initial bake rolls. So now we will roll for initiative, which should be correct since that was the first one I did and I copied and pasted that onto everybody's.
And I just keep my nat 20. No, but it's funny.
God damn it!
Oh, shit! Sorry. The dice want to tell whatever this story is.
Yeah, they
Whatever
are.
the story is.
Oh my God. What? Yeah, they just really, really, really like Gator Man.
Eurydice is right there, right behind. Like, you got a really great roll anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter. A natural 20 is an automatic win for the
Where-
whole game.
Oh,
No.
Where
so
were
dumb.
all of these rolls last night? What the hell? No, I don't think any of us could roll like better than like an 8. Like that was the best we were all doing last night.
The dice gods for telling a tale.
Yeah, man. And it was one that just wanted Keone to be big mad. Big mad last night. All right, so we've got Keone going first. And then we've got Gator Man. And then we've got D. And then we've got Soda. All right. So now that we have, excuse me. Now that we have our order in place, you guys are going to get ready, get set, and we're going to bake. So let me go back to what my rules were. I literally read this like a couple of hours ago and I still cannot remember where everything is listed. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. It's like my brain just was like, you're going to forget everything you know about anything you wrote down. Okay. All right. Excuse me. So with this, I'm going to go around the table in initiative order. You guys are going to describe your bakes. I will determine what the thing is that you are going to be describing more specifically to me. Obviously, I want an overall description of kind of what your bake is going to look like and taste like. But I will ask you about something specific. I want you to get as detailed as possible on that specific thing. So we will start with Keone. Keone, tell us about your bake. What ingredients choices did you make for this one?
So we're doing cake rolls, and I feel like this has probably been done for Keone before in this game. I don't remember, but I'm going to lean into tropes, and I'm going to try to attempt an ice cream cake roll.
Ooh.
Probably not using the, again, obvious snowy trope of the powdered sugar, but more of like frosting on top. Try to craft it to look more like snowy peaks. With some occasional sprinkles and a few different shades of blue just to match Keone's costume. But the interesting part is going to be inside, where, let's just make this difficult, it'll be like Neapolitan ice cream, where it'll be like different kinds layered within.
All right, that sounds interesting, delicious, and difficult. So, with that, take your, hold on. Give me 1 sec. I want to make sure I roll the right dice. All right, so you are going to roll your initial bake roll, which is going to be either your D12, D10, or D8.
Okay.
So you are rolling for ingredients. So what are your what dice are you wanting to use for this one?
Let me double check Keone's skillonies. rolling for ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is perfect because I can apply cold snap, and Keone will use her ice powers to cool desserts to prepare them faster. Which I guess with
Perfect.
this will just make it a bit more solid, which might make it easier to work with.
Yep, it'll make it. You'll be able to freeze it even if it starts to melt. But that should already be built into the roll of the dice. So you don't have to
Oh,
yeah, you don't have to add anything or anything like that. It should already be built in. So you'll just when you go into your character sheet, you'll just want to select. So you're doing
so she always
um
has that bonus then.
correct. Yeah. So whichever dice you would have picked would have worked. Yeah.
Okay.
So which dice did you say you picked?
Oh, I hadn't chosen yet because I
Oh,
was
okay.
trying to decide. Well, if I'm getting that +2,
Mm-hmm.
I could probably lean into a lower die then. You know what? Let's get the D8 out of the way because I feel like I'm not gonna have any good ideas later. So I'll need stronger die later.
Okay.
Okay, D8 for ingredients.
Correct.
Pretty good roll on the D8 for a total of 8.
For a total of 8. Okay. So give me one sec. I
Oh,
gave the things cute names and now I can't remember what the cute names are.
the +1 doesn't apply here, right? That's for the success roll.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, no. The +1 applies here. So you got a 9.
Okay.
All right. So. Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was. All right. Nope, and I messed that up too. Cool. So, I did not give myself enough different. I did not give myself enough different things to roll the correct dice. You said you got a 9?
Yes, 9 total.
Okay. All right. So with that, uh, Paul and Peru will be like, that's very interesting. That sounds like it's going to be very difficult, but with your ice powers, I think you'll be able to make it. So you matched with them, so you don't get any bonus for your successful bake roll. So
Okay.
no plus or minus or anything. So you'll be neutral to whatever it is that you roll for your success roll. Okay?
Okay, I feel pretty confident about this round still.
Okay. All right. So with that, Gator Man is up next. So Paul and Prue will walk over to Gator Man. Paul will kind of step back a little bit since Gator Man still makes him uncomfortable from the last one because it's freaking him out a little bit. But he will come by and they will say, "Okay, Gator Man," which it feels weird to call everyone by their superhero name, but that is what you're known for. So, and also you're just a Gator Man. So, um, tell us about your rolled cake.
Well, Gatorman
Tell
will give hmm?
tell us about the ingredients in your rolled cake.
Sure. He will give a big toothy gator grin and go, this time I think I'm going to make a gator roll for the gator cake. So instead of the usual, we're going to make a nice chocolate ganache for the filling, and we're going to make a bright green cake with some cream de menthe in it. You know, a little bit of green color, a little bit of bougie, a little bit of drinky, but that's all right. And yeah, we'll put some good tempered chocolate on top and have a nice mint chocolate chip rolled cake.
That sounds delicious. And Prue loves her booze, so load that up in there.
Normally, a cup, maybe a cup and a half, and a snifter on the side.
just just a little splash every once in a while. Just pop a little bit more in there.
Gators love the water. It'll be moist. Don't worry.
No soggy bottoms though.
Mm.
All right. So with that, you're going to roll for ingredients. Are you rolling a D12, 10, or 8?
We'll do a D8. Why not?
Okay.
Hiya. 4. Maybe a little too much in the boozy.
It got a little too soft. So with that, Paul and Prue will look at each other and just say, you know what? I think the booze is really going to send this over the top. I really think this is going to be great. And you're going to get a +1 on your success bake roll.
He rolled a 4 and gets a plus
I
one.
rolled a nat 1. Thank you very much.
Damn.
To the top or to the moon. It's you and me,
Do
Prue.
we need more proof that this game is rigged?
I just want to say,
Oh,
Prue,
Lord have mercy.
you're a beautiful woman. This is for you. It's just going to be great.
Oh my God, I hate this so much. Oh God. All right. So after that, they will move on to and then come over to D. D, you're looking lovely today. Can you tell us exactly what your Swiss roll cake is going to be like? Tell us all about oh my God, I forgot my descriptions.
That's the cream de menthe talking.
That is. I haven't even had anything to drink, although my keyboard is sticky from spilling my margarita on it yesterday. So tell us about kind of what vibe are you going for? What is the creativity you're putting into this dessert?
Well, we've just entered summer, so I wanted something that really gets at the essence of the season. So I'm going to go for a strawberry lemonade roll cake. The idea is some nice fresh strawberries and to make a nice glaze icing for the inside. We'll use a nice light angel food cake as the base for it, and then drizzled over top will be a nice lemon curd glaze.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Are you hand making the lemon curd, or did you bring a lemon curd pre-made?
Oh, of course I'll make my own.
Okay. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Although I've made lemon curd and it is very easy to fuck it up. I did it 3 times before I got it right.
Can't wait for them to roll to roll their natural 20 against me.
All right, so you are rolling a creativity check. Are you doing a D12, 10, or 8?
I thought I was doing ingredients, but okay. D8.
D8. All right. Everyone's starting off with the low level table. Ooh, I did creativity, so hold on, I gotta.
And I have no bonus in creativity, so I got a 3.
You don't?
Nope. At least you didn't give me one.
Let's see. Oh no, you get extra in expertise baking or in cooking. That's what it was. Okay. You said you rolled a 3?
Yeah.
Well, did you had a +1 from
Nope.
you did
Because I
not have
rolled a 1 on that.
Oh, okay.
Are these
Okay.
no? Are these the rolls we can assist with, or is that the success rolls?
Just a successful bake roll. Yep. Okay, so we rolled creativity. Let me see what my Of course I didn't put that in there. Keep clicking on the same thing, hoping for different results.
Yeah, is there a way I'm able to like influence what I'm rolling? Because I definitely would have liked to have not rolled the only one that I have no bonus on.
No. But that means you've got the other 2 that you could probably you have the bigger dice that later when when
Yeah,
you're better, you'll get a higher roll, you'll get more
Mm.
plus. I mean,
Do you think that?
there's a 1 on every die. I've already rolled one, so
You rolled a natural 20, didn't you?
no, because I'd roll a D8. So I roll whatever you guys roll. I just have to know what my bonuses are to those rolls. And right now everybody's rolling against Paul.
You rolled an 8.
No, but it's only a little bit. I rolled a 4, so it's just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, everyone's rolling against Prue right now. So with that, your dessert sounds very imaginative. It sounds great. I am curious to see how you can kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Give it a little bit more,
right here.
give it a little more flair. And with that, and their unsureness of your how creative you can make it, you have a -1 to your success bake roll.
Yep, that tracks.
So with that, Paul and Prue will shift their attention over to Sodalite. I feel like Sodalite probably is just popping up out of nowhere. Since they looked away and she just disappears and then she just suddenly shows up.
Yeah.
They will jump back a little bit as she pops out of the shadows and we'll say, well, yes. So tell us a little bit about how you're going to make your Swiss roll really stand out, get really creative and really ahead of everybody else. How are you going to stand out from the rest of the bakers?
I'm using roots.
Interesting.
Oh. Could you
give us a little more, dearie?
Yeah. I am using ube. Yeah, that's it. It's a purple root vegetable here, and it's really sweet. So ube and mochi sponge cake, and then I am doing a salted caramel mallow filling. So it's like a salted caramel marshmallow, squishy squishy. And then once I'm done, I will roll the sticky
Sponge cake?
bits. Now, like once the sponge cake part is done, then you go dunk dunk, and then I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget what the hell I'm saying. Calendula flower petals
Okay.
as the garnish accent bits, and they help with your tum tum too.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I will be interested to try this. So with that, you are rolling for creativity.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
are you using the 8, 10, or 12, 10, or 8?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with 8 as well.
Okay.
There it is.
Well,
Well, with my +1, that's a 4.
Okay. Okay. So here's where the rolls from last night are coming into play, because I also rolled a nat 1 along with you. So
Why am I even here?
the one
it's
person has
delicious.
the actual like real world training of cooking and baking is just like it's like they're putting you on it's a higher pedestal. Roll 20 is like you know more than all these, just basic home bakers. You've been around for centuries. You'll figure it out. So with that, Paul and Prue will look. This seems like a very interesting mix of different textures and flavors. I'm interested to see how you can kind of pull it all together and kind of give us something special. With that, you will take a +1 to your success bake roll.
Okay.
PD, you're only making your own lemon curd. Come on, step it up.
Get it together. Get it together, ma'am.
I feel like they found her like in the corner just with a bowl as she's just beating the shit out of the mallow root to make a marshmallow.
Well, I feel like, and Dee is over there just like, I'm making my own damn lemon curd. I've been around for centuries. She's just like stirring it really aggressively.
I made this dessert for Marie Antoinette. This is the cake that she wanted them to have to eat.
This is the let them eat cake. All
Those are going to be the best marshmallows ever.
Yeah, the only thing she's allowed to stab, roots.
All right. So I would ask how everyone is feeling, but I think I know the answer right now.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Whimsical and delighted.
I hate you all.
All right. So now with that, so you've all introduced your bakes to Paul and Prue. You're now kind of left to your own devices. You're baking, you're stabbing things, you're aggressively, growing flowers and killing things, I feel like. Although Dee doesn't really kill things, but I feel like she might make an exception if Paul comes over and tells her she gets a negative to any of her bonuses anymore. So with that, you are going to roll a second meltdown check. And so the bonus that you got from your initial bake roll and any bonuses that you got from this meltdown will go into your success roll. So if everyone wants to roll for their meltdown.
Well, I'm solid as a rock.
You're very stable. You're angry about it, but you're stable about it.
I'm very calmly angry. My hands are moving with expert precision, but my eyes scream murder.
Very
I
much
feel
like the Eurydice from Chaos.
Yes.
I
All
think
right,
I'm
so
very much a default Keone.
valid. Although I'm trying to figure out if Calvin's gonna play her as Ultra Mad Keone, like she's coming a couple days after what just happened, or if he's playing her more like just engaged Keone.
I mean, I don't think Calvin's Canadianness will allow him to play the
Yeah, I don't know if I
just a
can.
couple days after yesterday.
I don't know if I can match that energy.
She was big mad. All right, so everyone with their meltdown rolls, everyone gets a +1 to their successful bake roll.
Hey, I'm back up to 0.
You're net neutral now. Yeah, but you have the highest baking expertise. You've got a baking bonus. Like,
Don't worry, I'll roll a 1.
there is a 1 on every die.
I seen it.
All right, so with that, we are going to move on to our success bake rolls. So with that, everyone is going to roll a d20, which it should be. I think it's just called bake roll.
Nope, there's no bake roll.
Cool. That feels right. That feels like I'd fuck that up. So cool. So I got to add that in next time. So everyone will roll a d20. So we'll have to do the manual rolling. Sorry. We'll have to do the manual rolling. We're going to go in initiative order again. So all of your bonuses, so your pluses and minuses. So I've got Keone's got +1 from her meltdown and her 0 from the initial bake. Gatorman has a +2. D has 0. And Soda has a +2. So we are going to start with Keone. You are going to roll your d20, but give me 1 second because I need to open my character sheet. I just need to leave these open. I don't know why I keep closing these.
I did start making a bake roll thingy, but then I realized it'll be easier to roll manually.
Yeah, I'll go in and figure out. I've got to go in and figure out what I was doing. Okay, so. All right. Okay, so with that, Keone, go ahead and roll your d20 with your +2s.
Oh, is it? Oh, so I get both meltdown rolls in this?
So you've got your meltdown and then your initial bake roll, you got a +1. So you've got a +2 to this roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, your initial bake roll and then your second meltdown. Basically, the second meltdown is kind of to be did you take the sheet out of the oven in enough time, like kind of
Okay.
that after they've met with the well, that's right, you said you've never seen Great British Bake Off.
Probably should have.
In
No,
the show,
I
basically, yeah, they go around and they talk to each one asking like what their bake is, and then they kind of leave them to their own devices, and Paul and Prue just kind of walk around while they're baking, so they can kind of, some of them will forget to set the timer, some of them they'll over mix something, or they're under mix something, or under over bake. So that's kind of what this second meltdown is like. Did you screw anything up while you were?
Oh no, I meant my bake roll. I thought I didn't get a bonus from that.
From the initial bake roll, you got a +1, or you got a 0, and then you got on your initial bake roll, you got a +0 because you were neutral, and then on the second meltdown, you got a +1. So you have a +1, and I meant to say +1, not +2. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
That was
So it'd
my
be a
fault.
d20 plus whatever your cooking skill is +1.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So expertise
Let
baking.
me double
then
check
you're-
if she has anything in.
So that was my
baking.
fault. I was looking at the wrong list.
No worries. So would home cooking apply here?
Yep. Yeah. So
Okay.
The
So
three,
home cooking plus
I think
one.
the only person that has like actual expertise baking, cooking is D. Everyone else is kind of a variant of their home baking success.
Okay, so d20 plus home cooking of 4 plus
I
1.
learned from my mama.
Pretty much.
Making a super cool roll of. That's not bad, actually. 19 total.
That is not bad. So, with that, okay, so that is. Sorry, I gotta use the fingers to count the math. So with that, so uh so you don't necessarily bake something, but your Neapolitan came out with just it was just firm enough. Everything came out. Each bite was better than the last bite. It was great. In this round, you got 8 points.
Sweet.
That was great. Paul and Prue, no handshake, but Paul and Prue say that was a wonderful bake and really, really pulled you as a character into this dessert. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm updating the sheets so I make sure that in the future, if I go through here, I remember what you guys got in case I math wrong at any point. All right, so that was Keone. So now we've got Gator Man.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Gator Man and his dessert. So, Gator Man, please bring your dessert up to the table. You will come up and you will roll your d20. You have a +2 plus your home baking bonus to your d20.
Yep. But we're going to do this part blind because he's going to stop by all the other contestants' tables and put down a little gator bite, which is a little chocolate gator tooth and a shot of cream de menthe. Set one each of the tables, and he's going to take his tail and set a cup of very large toothpicks in the shape of little daggers, like the little pirate sword ones, set on Soda Light's table and just kind of slide it over to her. And I'll take a -1 to give her a +2 later. I'm going to do a blind, but it's fine. So instead of a +2, I only get a +1 to this.
Okay.
But yeah, sure, 16.
16. So, you bring your dessert up. Prue looks and says, "This was great. I still think there should have been a little bit more of the liquor in it, but wonderful bake. And the fact that you're just so appreciative of all the other contestants, it's just great. It's wonderful to see. Your dessert came out wonderful. You get +5 to this one. Or you get 5 points, not +5. You get five
Right.
points for this round. Oh man, really
Made a good
struggling
woman
today.
happy. I did great. Thanks, Bruton. I'll wander back to my table.
So you got a 15. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. That is what I meant to do. Okay. So with that, they will say, "D, can you please bring up your strawberry lemonade cake for us to sample?"
Sure.
I'm
She will.
assuming D comes up nicely, or is she still
Oh
angry
yes,
at them?
she is.
Please don't be mad at me.
I'm a 7-foot tall gator, and I'm not the imposing one.
Going through her mind, she's like, "This cake started the French Revolution. They better fucking like it." But she is all she's outer. She's her normal, happy, effervescent self.
Okay.
And now watch me roll a natural one. Cat, get out of the way so I can see my roll.
18. Okay. So, I forgot to math. Hold on, let me math real quick. Please don't be mad at me.
I rolled better than him. How am I going to get a worse result?
Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. Oh wait, hold on. Nope. Hold on. Did wrong math in my head. Hold on. Okay, so that's oh no, you're good. Okay, yeah. So Paul will say, "I'm not sure. I wasn't sure initially that you were going to be able to really wow us and really punch us in the face with this cake, but you did a really great job of blending the sweetness of a strawberry and the tartness of the lemonade. The strawberry roses on the top are just wonderful. They're beautiful. This is great. I thought I rolled a nat 20 is what I thought I rolled. So I was doing the math wrong. I realized I did not roll a nat 20. I rolled a 20, but I did not roll a nat 20. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna kill me. I just feel like a vine like creeping up behind me, like resting on my shoulder, like, oh God, okay. Go. So with that, you will get 5 points. All right, so let me write down. Oop, you're over here.
I feel like that was the best thing for the entire world at this point.
Right? 16, and that's 1 degree. 5 points. All right, perfect. Okay. So then Dee will walk her desserts back to her table. And with that, Soda Light, can you oh, Soda Light. Go ahead, just set the dessert right there. Thank you.
Get that big thumbs up from the back table.
And the little like sword toothpicks that Gatorman left are now like poking out of her hair in different spots.
Love it. Love it. Digging it. So Gatorman, you gave her a +1 to her roll, correct?
I think it's
She
+2. I take a -1. She gets a +2.
Oh, you take yes, correct.
So yeah, I took a -1 to mine.
Okay, so that means Soda Light. You have your D20, your baking bonus, and then +4 to that on top of that.
Okay. I'm gonna press the button first.
Oh, you didn't add any of your bonuses. But
yeah. Cooking. I should have used my close combat knife thing last round, shouldn't I? Yep.
If you rolled from the character sheet, it already had it built into it.
I did not. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
no,
yeah.
I got a shite roll. That is I can math. That is a 9.
Hold on. Gotta do math again.
I swear to God.
Yep. Okay.
Just
So
tell me
I
the
rolled
+2 saved it. Make my heart.
It really did save her. It really did save her. Because I did not roll well either. So I rolled a 3. So I did not roll well either. So that 2 really helped her. Like if you had not given her that 2 and I would have rolled a little bit better, it would have just fallen apart. Yeah. So with that, Paul and Prue will look and just be like, love what you're doing with the hair. Great. We were a little apprehensive about what this dessert was going to be, but I like to be pleasantly surprised, and I will say I am pleasantly surprised. It came out significantly better than I thought. I think the help with some of the help from Gatorman was probably beneficial. So great job. You get 5 points.
Okay.
Barely, but you get 5 points. 8. And you said you rolled a 9, correct?
It was a 9 total.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, you like squeaked by.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm trying to make sure I'm mathing right. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to double check all my math and make sure. So I like doing it on Excel because Excel will do the math for me. So let me just double check everybody, make sure I didn't mess anything up.
Said the big smile, the 2 thumbs up for Soda from the back table. I was like, yeah, you got him. Just cheering you on.
Stuck in purgatory here. It's fine.
Okay, so I'm right
I don't know.
there.
You want another shot? It's not bad.
She slides the alcohol back. She's like, I don't know about the alcohol stuff. Or no, she doesn't know what alcohol is yet.
Okay.
Smells like mint.
I did not mess anybody's rolls up. So go me.
Smells like fire.
So yep, so everybody has the right. So right now, so moving on to the next round, but to recap, we have Keone in the lead with 8 points, followed by Gatorman, Soda Light, and Eurydice, all tied for second with 5
See,
points.
she even read my name last. I told you it's bias.
It's in, I read it in order of my sheet. So
Just teasing you.
because of that, Keone will get an additional 2 points for winning this round.
Yeah.
So that bumps her up to 10 total points. All right. So, how's everyone feeling? Everyone feeling good?
I'm great.
Worked out a few of the kinks. Hopefully everyone is understanding the rules a little better. So
I'm buzzing a little
bit.
bit.
I do want to take a quick little short, like 3-minute break so that I can get people's character sheets updated correctly. And just kind of make sure that I hate to have you guys keep having to do this. So I just want to kind of do a quick look through the character sheets and just make sure that I did them all correctly. So I just want to take a quick little 5-minute break and then we move on to the technical challenge. So we'll be back in a very short moment.
Stretch your legs, get ready for more bacon.
Are live.
Welcome back, bakers. So, after that very eventful time of all of your wonderful Swiss roll bakes, I'm so excited to initiate the technical challenge. The technical challenge, though, unfortunately, is given to you by Paul Hollywood. So, you will each see in front of you, not in front of you, literally, but you will see in front of you. You will each, so the technical challenge is a little bit different. In the show, it's kind of everybody in front of them has a gingham tablecloth that is covering all the ingredients and the recipes. Nobody knows what the technical challenges will be. A lot of them can kind of figure it out based on the theme of the episode. Obviously, we're not doing themes of episodes, so you're just going to have to figure it out as you go, guys. So with this, doing it to where you all were going to be doing the same thing definitely gave a disadvantage to the person going first and an advantage to the person going last. So to alleviate that, it is a surprise. So each person will be baking something different. So I know what they can be, and actually I forget what they are. So this is also going to be a surprise for me. I only know of two of the things that they are, and I can't remember which numbers I put them on. So it'll be a surprise for everybody. So you'll have 5 different bakes. Each one of you will bake something different, and none of you will see them until it is your turn. So I will not give you will get visibility once we roll the initiative roll, but you won't actually get to open them until I don't want you to open them until it's actually your turn. Except for someone who gets to have a little sneaky peek because mind reading is one of her things. So
I was
she,
like,
yep, so,
should I? And now it's
so
like,
Soda will get a glimpse at it. When I do this in person, I usually have an envelope and the name of the dessert is on the top. So if you can, just kind of look at the name of the dessert and then close the window for me. Just that way, then it kind of helps keep some of the mystery around.
yes, follow.
So with that, let me pull up my notes here. So we're going to go in a little bit of a different order. So we're going to roll the initiative roll first. That way, then I can divvy out your envelopes, and then we'll roll for meltdown, and then we'll start the round over like we normally do.
No.
And
That's the
somebody-
last one we did.
Damn.
D is just brutal for D.
He's a third natural 20. He has rolled 3 natural 20s tonight.
All right. Well, I forgot to give him his Hollywood handshake for the first nat 20 he rolled. So let me mark that.
All right, it's official.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. How many points did I give that the handshakes get at the end? Oh, that's a lot of points.
Yeah. That's why I was telling you, if somebody rolls a natural 20, they win.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
And he rolled 2.
He did.
The cameras love him.
No.
He's got a big old
Cameras ain't
smile.
got shit to do with this.
He got a big old smile and a big old heart.
Okay. We are waiting on Soda Light's initial bake roll or initiative roll.
My bad.
No, you're fine.
Bam.
Okay, well, yeah. All right.
I
All right,
rolled a
so we've
2, he rolled a
got-
20.
So we've got Gator Man going first. And then we've got Keone. And then we've got Soda. And then D. I'm not laughing. I'm sorry, D. Okay. So let me get you guys your handouts.
A vine comes up behind Gator Man and snaps his neck.
Just like, no.
My
No
tail's
more.
not on that side. Oh no.
Okay. Deuce, you should now have, so don't look at it, but you should now see technical 1.
I ain't
in
clicking
your-
on nothing till you tell me to.
Okay. Well, can you see it? I gotta make sure I did it right. 2 is Keone, so that goes to Calvin.
There is a technical one thing.
Technical 1, okay, perfect. And then we've got technical challenge. A 3 goes to Soda, so that is Joe. So Joe, if you want to, you should now see it. So if you want to do a quick look-see, and then you can close it for me, please. And then we've got Jenny with.
Ah.
So you should now have technical. So everyone should now see their technical challenges. So now we are going to roll for your meltdown. So if everyone can roll their D10 for their meltdown, please. I was like, Joe, I was like, how did you roll? Lord.
See, that's the thing. Jenny is having a fucking meltdown and is rioting. D doesn't care. D has lost every game and she doesn't care. She's like, oh, I hope everybody had fun.
All right, so everyone got a +1 for the meltdown. So everyone is feeling okay. They're a little stressed that Paul is who is giving them their baking challenge, but they are feeling good. Everyone was pretty positive after the signature challenge, so everyone's feeling hot to trot going into this. All right, so everyone has a +1 to their initial bake roll. I did not mean to write that down. I am an idiot. Okay, so let's see. So now it's going to play just the same way as the other one. The only difference is that we will be using your cooking or home baking or home cooking. I don't know how I described them on all of them because each person I kind of did a little differently. So any expertise in cooking or baking is what you will be using for this roll. You're still going to be rolling. Well, you guys all picked your D8s first. So you'll either be rolling your D12 or your D10, but it will be based upon your cooking skills. Okay, so we will start with Gator Man. So Gator Man, if you can open your envelope and describe your dessert. You don't have to read it word for word if you don't want to. You can just kind of do a general description of what your dessert is to everybody, please.
Absolutely. So it looks like the Gator Man has a little bit of macarons for the party. I make them down in the bayou, a little bit of cookies with a little bit of cream and a little bit of delicious, but I got a little bit for everybody. They're going to be great. A little crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, and warm like my heart.
Okay. So give us a little bit of what your dessert, how you're going to bring your flavor into this dessert.
Well, we'll make it a little bit of the South with a little sweet and a little spicy. So we'll have some with a Nice little bit of honey, a little bit of honeycomb, something to really, really make it nice and sweet. And then these over here with a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of cayenne to put a little sweet fire on it.
Interesting. Those are not normal combinations in macarons, but we'll be interested to see. You did so great on your signature. We're excited to see what you're going to bring us today on this technical challenge here. So with that, you are going to roll either your D12 or your D10.
I will roll a D10 for the blue-eyed devil looking at me.
Okay. So roll your D10.
D10 expertise. 11.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, sorry, 13. That didn't scroll down enough.
and then is that with your +1 for your meltdown?
Nope,
So you
I
got
didn't.
13.
So 14 with a +1 for the meltdown.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, although they are apprehensive of your sugar and spice you are adding to your macarons, it seems though that you have an interesting palate. I'm assuming the South has interesting flavors. Since they're not from the South or the US.
There's a South here, right? England has a South.
There is, and it's the only accent I know how to do.
Look over at D. England has a South, right? It's not just us.
It's not just us. So with that, you are going to get a +1 to your success bake roll.
All right.
All right. So now we will move on to Keone. Keone, go ahead and open your envelope and give us a little description of what your dessert is, and then go ahead and describe what dessert you're going to be making with that.
Okay, Keone is opening the envelope to reveal Jammy Dodgers. A Jammy Dodger is a popular British biscuit containing of 2 shortbread cookies sandwiched together with a layer of sweet fruity jam in the center. The top cookie usually has a heart-shaped cutout, allowing for the vibrant jam to peek through. Okay, 2 shortbread cookies. So I guess the jam is sort of the main thing to be really interesting with.
Shortbread cookies can be of all varieties of flavors too. There's lemon shortbread cookies. There's just standard shortbread cookies. There's also, you can add flavor to anything. There's tea shortbread cookies. Those are delicious.
They are.
Really, actually, shortbread is my favorite cookie, so really any shortbread cookie is top notch for me.
If this is immediately post,
that's up to you if you're post Big Mad or pre Big Mad.
Pre Big Mad, post engagement. Then I'm trying to think of what she might be able to do that would, because I had done this at Origins last year, something that can combine her own design with Crucibles. I had a very...
It doesn't always have to have a heart either.
I was thinking, what if the cutout looked like a welding mask?
Well, what if it's like his welding mask with like a snowflake in it?
Oh. Like a little drop of I don't know, icing or something in the middle for the snowflake? Or does that work? No, I don't know. I don't think that works. It would have to be something.
If you can dream it, I'll believe it. You got it.
My little art brain just fired off, and I have a little sigil logo thingy in my head that's like little Crucibles mantle. That's all, the only word in my head. But the helmet and the chest plate that he wears, and a Keone snowflake in the middle of the chest plate with a little melting droplet on the head, and that could be a little stencil on top of the cookie. I don't know why I'm helping you, but I am. I think I'm gonna do that thing where I'm aiding you, and I'm giving you a whole bunch of points.
I mean, I will take it because that's super cute.
It feels good to help, doesn't it? Yeah.
I hate
She's
you.
just gonna start twiddling with one of the little knives you gave her.
You see her sharpening them in the corner.
I
Yeah.
do not know that what she gonna do, but I'm glad she likes them.
So many more toys.
And what flavors are you gonna use in your Jammy
That is
Dodger?
what I have been trying to figure out because I'm feeling strawberry vibes.
Pretty common.
Yeah, I don't know if that's too basic. Or if keeping it simple might be the better option and then going interesting with the design itself. Because I don't know what to introduce for blue.
Be basic flavors, but good finesse. That's always
Yeah,
always
I
something
think.
that Paul's a big fan of is the finesse.
Blueberries and raspberries go well together.
Yeah, yeah, that could be the blue and the red. And then I think overall she's going to keep like the recipe very simple, but it's the design is where things are going to
Where it
be.
shines.
Yeah. If she can, she might use her little ice minions to go in there and create like smaller details on the actual design.
They're the ones that are just like standing with. They're using the little knife toothpicks and making like all the little cutouts on all the little Jammy Dodgers. I
Yeah.
like it.
And
I
she'll
like
make
it.
some extra ice daggers in case they need extra tools.
I like it. I like it. All right. So with that, you're going to be rolling your baking plus your +1 for your meltdown. And are you going to be using a 12 or a 10?
So I'm getting a total of 5 for bonus for this roll.
Okay.
That's a pretty strong bonus. I don't know what I'm gonna get next round, so I'll take the D10.
Okay.
So rolling 1d10 plus 5, getting something super good. Oh, it is 15.
Yeah, and I did get something very good. So with that, they will kind of come over and they heard your ingredients and heard the design, and they see the little minions over there working with their little tiny ice daggers and making all the little shapes, and they're like, although your flavors are a little bit on the traditional side, that design, if you can nail that, that will be just the shining glory of this bake. So you will get a +2 to your bake.
And Keone is feeling super confident right now.
She's in her zone.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, they will shift over to Soda Light. So Soda Light, you can go ahead and open your envelope and describe your dessert to the audience, and then give us a description of what you are going to be baking.
Here we go. I got brandy snaps. They are delightful confections made from thin, crispy biscuits rolled into a tube or spiral shape, typically filled with ginger or caramelized sugar, giving them rich, sweet taste. Often brandy snaps are filled with whipped cream or other sweet fillings, making them a perfect indulgent treat for special occasions or an afternoon snack with tea or coffee. I don't know if I was supposed to read the whole thing, but there you go. Yeah, and
I spent time on those, so I appreciate it.
it's a lovely description, and you matched the little pictures with it very well. Anyways, okay, yeah, so she is gonna go with an aged brandy and vanilla cream filling that is going to be colored from blue pea petals. So it's gonna have a very, very light, like periwinkle to lavender coloring. And so then the ginger snap flavor of the crust will then be in contrast with that. And you also have the color contrast between the two. And then she is going to crystallize lemon sugar and dip that on either end. So then you have the fantastic little like splash of color change because of the lemon.
Very nice. Very interesting. So are you going to roll a 10 or a 12?
Nah,
This is your home bake plus any other bonuses you have, which I don't think you have any other expertise baking bonuses besides your just normal one.
I just have home cooking.
Okay. So are you going to use the 12 or the 10?
I'm gonna go with 10.
Okay.
So then expertise 10. Is that what I'm hitting?
Yes. Yes.
Aha.
Okay.
Okay. And then I had a +1 to that.
Okay. So 12. Perfect.
Yes. Okay.
So Paul and Prue will say, "This sounds delicious. It's very different than a traditional brandy snap. Don't really know if you're going to be able to pull this off. This seems like something more of in Dee's wheelhouse with the expertise that she has, but we'll be interested to see it. You are going to take a -2 to your success roll." See there, Dee. It's not all you. I rolled really well on that roll. So
Nice.
Ambitious.
Nice. To be fair, they really should have responded that way to that Ubi marshmallow pancake thing. They should have
I'm
looked
so
at her and been like,
relieved.
"You're what now?"
I'm so relieved someone else got bad luck once.
I roll a shite this game too. Don't even. The dice gods don't like either of us in this game.
All right. So with that, they will move over to D. And D, you can go ahead and open your envelope and describe your dessert to everybody and then what you will be making for us.
Okay, apparently, I don't know, I still can't see it. I am going to be making something I can't even pronounce. Awesome.
Oh, which one did I give you?
I
Hold
don't
on.
know, a pocket, a posset, a posset.
Oh, a posset?
Yeah.
Dee
What's a
absolutely
description?
knows what
There-
this is. Dee
They're
knows.
a very, yeah, it's a very traditional, puddings are a very traditional British thing. Just be glad you didn't get the other one. The other one I had to have pronounced to me like 3 times before I like caught it in my head. I couldn't
Was it-
remember if I gave that one to you or not.
Was it Croquembouche?
Close.
I love Croquembouche. Means crack in the mouth.
All right, so go ahead, Dee. Go ahead and describe your dessert.
Cream, sugar, and fruit juice.
That by itself sounds good.
I wish I liked pudding because it smells good when you make it because it's just full of like it's basically like it's a solid
Alright.
custard.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Sounds like a land.
I was kind of inspired by what Keone had done with the idea of the Neapolitan with the different colors, and it being June, which in the States where I currently live is Pride Month. I'm going to go with a rainbow of juice flavors and colors for a
Actually,
wonderful, harmonious, tasty result.
and what flavors are you going to be using for each layer? Are you going to do every color of the rainbow, or are you just going to kind of do like the primary colors of the rainbow?
I think we're gonna go with the kind of standard Roy G.
Okay.
Oh,
We're gonna go raspberry, orange, lemon, lime, blueberry, and grape. And if I don't get a bonus for labeling off that many flavors correctly with colors that quickly,
I will say because I never would have thought of that because that's not typically the dessert it's one flavor. So I was gonna give you a Hollywood handshake for the adding the extra bedazzle of Pride Month. So you do get a Hollywood handshake.
I will
You have
desperately
one.
take it
Yes. So
with
you
a
have
tear in
one
my
right
eye.
now. So yeah, so Paul will hear you describe your dessert and all the different flavors and just how ambitious you're going to be on this bake. And because yours isn't going to be so much about the baking, it's more going to be about the cook topping because it's a custard, it's a pudding-like texture. So, and he will reach out and shake your hand and pat you on the shoulder saying, "This is going to be good. I can feel it from you."
Thanks, Paul.
And so with that, are you going to roll 10 or a 12?
Oh, I'm rolling 12.
Okay.
God knows I need it.
All right, so roll your 12 plus all of your, so you should have a,
+1, I think.
so you have a +1 from your meltdown, and then you should have, so you have your initial bake roll or your initial expertise cooking, and then you have that extra +1 for that. I
Okay, so
think
I'm
you have,
+2.
yeah, so +2, and then whatever your expertise baking is. or
Okay.
cooking.
Oh my god.
Well,
I got a 12.
so with that, Paul will look at you after he's giving you the handshake and saying that this is a very ambitious, hopefully, and he will kind of look over and see that you already have kind of all of your pots all set up, ready to kind of start initially moving them to make sure that they're cooling at the right times, and he sees everything all set up, and he's like, but I think you've got this handled. And you get a +2 because I rolled a nat 1.
Thank God.
There you go.
Finally.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that 2, I was like, oh no, I can't do this to her again. I was like, you can't. And then I rolled the nat 1. I was like, okay, good. I can't. Ooh, I can't get, no one can get mad at me. Okay. All right. So with that, Paul and Prue will kind of come back to the front and they will say, get ready, get set, bake. And they will start wandering around the room, watching everybody kind of baking and seeing what's going on. So now we're all going to roll our second meltdown.
Now's my meltdown. Oh, nope. Solid as a rock still.
Okay. And then I think I gave everybody the wrong bonuses for their meltdown, but it's fine.
No, I got the right one for mine.
Oh, I'm missing Calvin.
As long as meltdown is supposed to use will.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the window. That is a Calvin problem, not a game problem.
Oh. Which window do I select?
There's too many things. 15 total.
No, it is. I did. It is will, so I did do it right. So
Yeah.
y'all are just very willful. All right, so everyone gets a +1 for their meltdown. So everyone is just chucking along. Everyone's doing great. No, I'm not hearing any. Well, there's never really any swearing, but I'm not hearing anybody drop anything. Nothing's broken. Everything's cooling at the temperatures. Keone's going around making the nice, comfortable temperature in the tent so that those macarons can set nicely. Because if you've ever had to make macarons, which is my specialty, I love making macarons. But if the kitchen is just 1 degree too hot, they will not set. So
Set them out and leave them alone for a while.
Nice.
yeah, that is. I will say though, as someone with ADHD, the macarons are probably the best thing I can make because so much of it is do the thing, really hyper focus, and then just leave them alone for a while, and then come back and hyper focus, and then go do a bunch of other stuff. So I love.
If you got like the sheet with all the little pre-made circles on it, it's
Yep,
like just
I
build
got
the
my little
circle,
blah.
keep
Yep.
it in the holes. It's like coloring as a kid.
Yep, it's perfect for me. Cupcakes are the part where I don't do it well because I immediately want to ice them when they're still hot because I'm like, oh, I gotta get to the next step. So I'm much better at the macarons. All right, so with that, we are going to go back through initiative round, and we are going to do all of everybody's successful bake rolls. So these will again be using all of your, it'll be a D20, and it will be all of your expertise cooking bonuses. Okay, so if anyone has anything extra in their expertise cooking or can justify using something else, which I think I made sure that nobody's powers could be justified to be used for anything else. So, so we will start with Gatorman. So you have a +2 to your success bake roll.
And because we're going to do it blind, we're going to see if Dee will take a little help from the Gator Man while the macaroons are setting. He's going to wander over the table, give her a big toothy smile, and go, You want a little help with mixing all the stuff?
Oh, Gator Man, that would be so wonderful.
We got this. When he says we, his tail pops over his shoulder. It has a little chef's hat on. And yeah, we'll
She
give
does
you
that little tee-hee giggle that just... She loves it.
we'll give you a +3 to your roll this round, and he'll help stir up everything and keep it moving. The tail's got a barbed arrow that he may have borrowed from Bowman and may miss in a little bit, but it's been cleaned. And
As
it's
soon as you
stirring
say
one
that,
of
she
the
goes,
bowls.
actually, you know what? I've got it. I'm fine. I don't
No,
need any
you're
help."
good. And he got 2 hands of mixing and a tail of
Because I
mixing all at
desperately
the
don't
same
want a
time.
-3 in my final round.
That was sure it's up to you. But he does his thing, and then we'll after that go back to make sure his stuff is ready to go.
God damn it.
You
So
don't have to accept his help.
No.
If you don't want to accept his help, you don't have to accept his help.
I will not accept the help.
Um,
Because
so
I chose my D12 this round, and I do not want to take a -3 with the D10 next round.
I think it's on the last
It's
roll,
on the
but either way.
yeah, it's on the success roll. So you'd be taking a -3 to your showstopper.
Yeah,
But,
I'd rather not do that.
You're fine. So the cooking roll, and I get +2 to this.
Because
Just
the
12.
D10 still determines how much of the bonus I end up getting, so.
Correct. Okay, so let's see. You got a 14, Gator Man?
Yep.
And a okay, I don't like that. All right, so with that, so please bring up your macarons, Gator Man, so that we can get a nice little sampling of these.
Wander on up with his Mardi Gras colored, bright
Oh,
purples, gold leaf, and very, very bright whites and pinks. Very, very colorful.
nice. So they will kind of take a bite of the of each one of the macarons, and we'll kind of look and say, I was really hoping that these would pop really hard. They're okay. They're good. They're perfectly acceptable, but they are not spectacular. So they're just okay. So with that, you will get 0 points for your because we tied. So it was a neutral. So you get 0 points. So now those Hollywood handshakes are going to be coming in handy potentially future.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
gotta cook for Resonance. She don't like the spicy stuff. I may have made it a little weak.
All right. So with that, we will say, Keone, go ahead and bring up your dessert for us to try. I'm interested to see how these little minions worked out for you. And they're just kind of looking to see like what happened to them because they're like, where did they go?
Yeah, after they had finished, they. I'm kind of imagining them being probably smaller than they usually are. But after they had finished like handcrafting all of these cookies, or not cookies, I should say these jammy. Yeah, I guess biscuit works.
They're biscuits. Yeah, they're kind of like Oreos. So they're 2 biscuits with the stuff in the middle.
I was trying to remember the actual name. These.
They're Jammy Dodgers.
Jammy
yeah.
Dodgers. Yeah, I just kind of imagined them all just giving like a quick salute before fading into just dry snow that gets blown away with the wind.
Just dust in the wind.
But yes, Keone will present her dessert, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So they will take a couple bites, and so go ahead and roll your D20 plus whatever your cooking or home baking bonus is.
Okay, and then from the +2 from the bacon and the +1 from the meltdown as well.
Correct. Yep. So whatever you roll here, you'll get a +3.
This is a pretty spicy roll. I feel like I should assist someone if I'm making a roll this good.
That's up to you. You don't have to help anybody. Right now, you've just Soda and D are coming up.
I could take a -1 on this. I'm getting like a +7.
Okay. So you're going to give that to Soda or D.
You're
taking a -1 to give a +1 to somebody else.
I feel like D needs it more. Unfortunately,
you're over there helping her cool her
I would gladly accept your
custards a
pity.
little bit more. All right, so we got Keone. So Keone, so you will just have a +2 to in addition to the other.
Yeah. So
for your other room.
D20 +6.
Correct.
Which is pretty baller. Yeah. Oh no!
Oh no!
That is a nat 1.
Oh,
I
oh.
question.
Yes.
I'm a gator man with a big gator heart. Can I, when D turns the gator man away and sees Keone trip with the plate of cookies, I will give my Hollywood handshake to try and catch them so they don't hit the ground and give her a reroll.
Okay.
Oh.
I did not initially think that we could to give Hollywood handshakes for others, but I like it, so I will accept it. So she will get a reroll on her roll.
He will spring to action and catch her in the cookies. The tail gets the cookies, obviously. He gets the important part. I'll catch Keone.
You're a good man, Charlie Green.
Oh no.
Oh, now I got to figure out, how does Keone feel about Gator Man? Because I know how Crucible feels about Gator Man.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like though Keone kind of appreciates that he just tried to eat him. Like, although he did try to eat Keone too.
I mean,
So-
honestly, it being Keone, Keone would like Gator Man just to make Ethan feel more uncomfortable.
Yeah,
If for
that's
no
probably
other reason.
valid.
So because of that specifically, she's very grateful for this. But let's go with that reroll, and that's significantly better.
That,
That is
Oh,
a
that is
25
much.
total.
that is much better. Yes, that is much better. All right. So after they see the almost fall, and they're like, oh, and they wouldn't say oh. I don't know what the Brits say when it comes to. I'm from the Midwest. It's oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh bollocks.
And we'll see kind of the recovery of the Jammy Dodgers, and Keone brings them up and sets them down, and they will kind of look and they're like, not a hair out of place, amazing, and they will pick them up and they will take a bite, and Paul and Prue will just look at each other and be like, oh man, oh, this is, although the flavors are traditional and they are there, the absolute precision of this snowflake in this biscuit and the flavor palette is just amazing. And they will give you 10 points for yours. Because with that, you had 3 degrees of success. So, yeah, you would have had -1 degrees of success had you kept the initial roll. So,
Whoa.
so that's probably a good choice. So way to go, Gator Man.
That's on Gator Man. I feel like if Keone wins, it's still gonna be because of Gator Man.
It's all good because of Gator Man. All right. So with that, we will pop over to Soda, and they will say, Soda, go ahead and bring up, what was your dessert? Oh, brandy snaps. Go ahead and bring your very interesting brandy snaps.
I mean, I thought they were traditional. Here you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what am I doing? I am rolling home cooking.
You are, and you have a +1 bonus because
Yeah.
you had a -2 and then a +1. So you are at a, oh no, I'm sorry. That means you're at a -1 to your roll.
Okay. Wait, no, I need to roll a d20 on this one, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
D20 plus your baking bonus.
That's
So
fine.
your home cooking or home baking or whatever.
Okay, so +3 -1, that is a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 20. Okay, nuts. So they will take a bite. They will kind of crack the brandy snaps to see if they have that snap. And they will say, not quite the snap we were looking for. Your flavoring, although it is unusual, not bad. Always have to applaud somebody trying something new. Excuse me.
Joe is dying under the condescension.
Yeah. So much flavor. But because that snap just wasn't quite there, you are going to get -5 points for this round.
What did you roll?
God.
I rolled a 25.
Oh.
So that was 1 degree of failure. So it's 5 points for each degree of success
Yeah.
or failure in either direction. So sorry.
So I am sitting at 0 points.
Correct, Mundo. Soda Light's just happy to be here.
Yeah, no,
And-
she's like, I'm in
and Keone is
purgatory.
at
I don't know the riddle yet.
18.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm caught in a time loop. I don't know.
You're at this point just seeing what can get you out of this loop.
Yeah.
You're just like, what can get me out of here?
I realize I'm not going to win. It's always Gator Man, but what's some other stuff that I can do while I'm here?
I'm worried about the showstopper now. I'm worried for the cast.
All right, so with that, we will pop over to D. So D, go ahead and bring your beautifully layered rainbow posettes up for us to try.
All right, it's this plus 5. Ready for my
So
natural
you've
one?
got, well, you've got your,
I'm
you've got
ready
a
for your
plus,
nat 20. Stop being like that.
so you've got, what is your baking bonus?
My normal baking bonus
Mm-hmm.
is a plus 8.
And then you
I
have,
have
that's a 7 and the 1, correct?
Yeah.
So plus
And then
8,
I've got
and then
a
you have plus 4,
plus 4.
correct?
I had
'Cause
plus
you
3
had
from
originally plus 3, but then
and that's a
no,
and then Calvin gave me a plus 2.
correct. He gave you a plus 2. That's right. I
So
forgot.
it's-
It's him take a -1, you take a plus 2. That's right. So it's plus 5 more to this roll. Yep.
So this roll plus 5. Not bad. I'll take it. 23.
Not bad. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, plus 5, 28.
There you
28.
go. There you go.
Oh, you're not Keone. Oh,
Hey.
did I do? Am I on? Oh, there you are. I'm like, where
Yeah.
did I put you? Okay, so
I will take
28.
a 28.
So you'll bring your desserts up. Oh, excuse me. They will take a little spoonful of kind of each layer, making sure that they get a good even balance of each flavor, and they will take a bite and you'll just see Paul go, exactly as I expected. It's like a beautiful bouquet of fruit in my mouth. This is exceptional. Not only did you present it beautifully, but also the flavors, each one, although they are distinctly different, you get a nice blend. No one is overpowering anybody else. Everything is equal. It's just perfect. And with that, you will get 10 points
Redemption.
because I rolled an 18. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yes. Good.
So, yes. So that is the end of our signature challenge or our technical challenge. I'm going back in time now. So, how's everyone feeling? Everyone feeling pretty good? Feeling pretty spicy? All right. So
Just
we're
waiting
gonna
for Deuce's next natural 20.
So after our 2 rounds, we have right now topping the charts with Keone with 18. Now I'm not adding any of the Hollywood handshakes because those won't be added in until we get to the very end in case you guys use them throughout the rounds. So I'm not adding any of those points in yet. So right now we've got Keone with 18. We've got D in second place with 15. We've got Gatorman in third place with 5 points, and Sodalite pulling up the rear with 0 points. So how are you guys feeling about the point system? Does it feel a little bit better than the last time we played? A little bit clearer?
It's a little easier to understand, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll go over kind of a little bit of the how it's working kind of behind the scenes in a little bit, but so it will be excuse me. So I need to use the restroom. So we are going to take another quick little 5 minutes-ish break. Let everyone kind of refill drinks, kind of regroup their brains. Let me go to the bathroom because I've now drank 4 of the drinks that I brought up. So I have to pee real bad. So we will be back in just a second for everyone's showstopper.
We are live.
Welcome back, bakers. After the chaos of yesterday and everything, everyone's eye-opening performances of all of their technical challenges and their shows and their signature challenges, we're excited to have the day that everyone's favorite day. This is the showstopper. And with the showstopper, because we are celebrating the end of this episode, the end of this moment, the end of us all being together for this time, we are going to make celebration cakes. And they are going to be celebrating a moment in your life. Can be any moment, could be anything, could be any flavor, could be any type of dessert or any type of cake. Not dessert. No, you still have to make you still have to make a celebration cake. So a celebration cake is just that. It can be any type of cake. It could be a sponge cake. It could be a meringue cake. It could be all sorts of different cakes. Any type of cake, any type of layering, any type of flavors, any type of dessert or frosting, anything that you guys want to do. But we wanted to celebrate a moment in your life. Something that you've celebrated recently. This could be, anything that has happened significantly in any of your lives at any point in time.
Oh, I
So
only have only have 3 to 5,000 years to choose from.
you got Rolodex those memories back.
Excuse me while D has a stroke.
But here's the kicker. It has to be two distinct flavors and two distinct colors in your bake. You can have them as many times as you want, but they just need to be two distinctly different flavors and distinctly different colors in your bakes. So give you guys some time to mill that about, kind of give us some thoughts on what possible memories you'll be pulling from, all of that. Once we get through this bake, you guys, we will decide and we will award our star baker. So, is everyone ready?
I am.
Okay. So let's roll for those meltdowns. Okay, so yeah, one, two. Oh, there's deuce. Okay. So everyone gets a +1 to their initial bake roll. So far so good. That one I might have to look at. That might be one of the rules I need to look at adjusting. But I honestly think that that's fine. That everyone kind of, you have to be really bad. Like, so the
Well, no, that we've all
meltdown,
been rolling relatively well on it. The only
yeah,
person who's rolling kind of off are the people with big will bonuses. The people with lower
yeah.
bonuses have been rolling well. So
Yeah, I feel like I think it's okay. I might leave it. All right, so everyone gets a +1 to their initial bake roll. So now we will move on to what order we're going on. So if everyone can roll their initiative rolls for me, please. Oh my gosh, D got her second nat 20.
No, first.
Oh, is this your first? Oh no, I gave you
Yes.
the one for the
Yeah, because
the
the
pride
handshake
one.
was for
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
description, not for a roll.
Yep. So that's now so D now has 2 Hollywood handshakes. All right. So with that, okay. So where are we? So we've got so D will get to go first, and then we've got Soda, and then we've got Keone, and then Gatorman will be pulling up the rear. All right. So with that, so now that we have the order, get ready, get set, bake. So D, Paul and Prue will come up to you. Give us a little bit of a description. Tell us the flavors. Tell us some of the ingredients specifically that you're going to be using in this cake, and then kind of fill us in on what memory you'll be trying to recreate.
So, the con my life has been long, and change has been the through thread. But the one constant with me has been my wonderful and loving husband. And our story of love has gone down such that everybody knows it now. And that was the basis for my idea. The cake itself is going to be a 2-tiered wedding cake to celebrate the happiest day of my life.
Okay.
The flavors are representing the two of us. As you know, as you can see, I am in my husband's body. My husband is in my body. So, the base is going to be a almond colored cake, a yellow cake, flavored chocolate. And the second tier is going to be a chocolate colored cake, flavored almond.
Nice.
Because I have developed, and she pulls out of her, growing out of her hand, a hybrid cocoa bean that is albino.
Very interesting. That is beautiful. And how are you, what kind of decorations are you going to add, or are you going to give us any sort of interesting features?
I'd like to stick to my roots.
Okay.
We had a lovely rustic wedding, and so I will be decorating with a number of edible flowers and designs reminiscent of the agrarian culture that we lived in and among. So a little history lesson for you as well.
Awesome.
You
Beautiful.
may notice a few similarities with urns from your museums as you are enjoying it.
Wonderful. Something that feels British that isn't very British, the British Museum. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the quiet part out loud. I'm sorry. So with that, you will be rolling an ingredients roll, an ingredients check. Ooh, I forgot. I keep closing this character sheet and I need it open. And you had a D12 left, correct?
I did, so I've got my D10 left.
Oh, you rolled a D. Okay, yes. Okay. So go ahead and roll.
Okay, I've got a +1 to this roll, which makes it an 11.
Beautiful. So you will see kind of Paul, his eyes start to water a little bit, and he kind of just jabs it away. I am a sucker for a rustic styled cake. And Prue will just look over at
An
Paul and
11.
go, oh, Paul, get it together. And she will then also kind of wipe a little tear from her eye, and you will get a +2 because I rolled shitty.
It's all coming together. Redemption.
All right. So next is we've got Soda. So they will saunter over to Soda and they will say, Soda, go ahead and give us a good description and a kind of the detail. You had such interesting flavor palettes, such interesting ingredients on your brandy snaps. What kind of interesting ingredients and flavors are you going to be bringing to this cake? And then give us a little bit of what memory you're going to be pulling from.
Huh. Chocolate and ginger, and a little bit of cherry, and a little bit of explosions. But the memory is I like to call it Starfall over Lafandi. Um, it's a really, really significant moment in my home's history, and definitely a defining moment in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry, and then she's like, show like creepy shadows come up, and like she's showing this landscape of Lafandi made out of chocolate sponge cake
Okay.
and like geode candies, and then ginger crystal candy uh shaped like crystal shards as the starfall, like stabbing
Ooh,
into the ground, and like little explosions of popping candy that taste like cherry.
interesting.
Hmm.
You guys are making me want to try and make all these things. Then we have to go back to everybody's descriptions and figure out, okay, so how am I going to
It's
make
like
that?
finding albino
Yeah,
cocoa beans.
right. I'll do it.
Maybe cocoa butter?
Hmm, I'll have to look. Okay, so with that, you have a D12 left,
Yes.
and you are going to be rolling an ingredients check.
Okay.
Do you have any bonuses to ingredients?
Scream.
I don't
I do
think
not.
I didn't. Okay, I was gonna say I think you had creativity bonus because you
Yes.
had your fancy knives.
Yes. I'm proud of that roll. I don't care. 12 out of 12. Plus 1, 13.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Because yep, you got a +1. Okay. All right. Good. Because I also rolled really well. So sorry about your natural 12, but I rolled really well. Um. But with
Just so I'm
that,
not getting excited.
with that, Paul will kind of go. I'm hoping these explosions won't be real explosions. As he kind of sees you like toiling with knives, he's like, not
Only in your mouth.
real. Okay. But I will say ginger and chocolate with a little bit of cherry. That is a traditional kind of baked mix. So I think the where you are going to capitalize and where your pizzazz is going to come from is definitely going to be in your presentation. So finesse is going to be important to really capture that moment and that explosion of flavors and design. So you will get a +1
Yay!
because the fact that you had a +1 from the last one is what saved you because we both got 12.
Oh my god.
I know. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Apparently
No,
roll
it's
20
fine.
is just apparently roll 20 really is just nice to the GMs. Like maybe that's coded in there somewhere.
Don't
Rude.
tell Alex that.
All right, so with that, Paul and Prue will shift over to Keone. So Keone, tell us about what you had such interesting, intricate designs in your Jammy Dodgers from those little cute little creatures that popped up here. And you'll just see Prue kind of like looking around, like trying to see if she can find where they've gone. Like she doesn't really understand that they just kind of like went into the atmosphere. So give us a little bit of what flavors you're going to be using, and then kind of how are you going to bring this moment to life for us?
Ooh boy. I mean, I'm glad I saved my biggest die for this because I'm not really sure what to go with here. I was kind of thinking like, I guess since we're doing cake, I was kind of leaning towards like a cheesecake or something because you can serve that chilled.
Okay.
and I was just trying to figure out what flavors to go with because I feel like I mean, I feel like I would just repeat what I had done previously, or I don't know, just like lean to like raspberry and blueberry again. Because I don't know, I don't be too repetitious. I kind of wish I hadn't gone with the Keone and Crucible thing last round because it would be perfect for this one because they just got engaged.
They did. So so you're gonna do cheesecake. What kind of are you going to how are you gonna shape it? What are you gonna shape it into? What moment are you going to try and recreate?
Um, so I kind of like the idea of the structure of the cake itself being inspired by the design of the ring that Crucible had made, but
Okay.
on top of it, being a little more intricate with like the. I mean, I'm not even sure what she would top it with because I'm trying to figure out a way to sort of represent like previous like not maybe a specific single moment, but other moments they may have had together between
Okay.
the two of them. In particular, something representing like that one dance that they had ages ago. Um,
So I'm assuming that this is Alex chiming in. He said to do a snow globe of their snowflake dance.
oh yes, please help me. I'm blanking. I don't know.
Ooh, you could create like you could get a snow globe effect with the glass. You can
Hmm.
make like sugar glass, a sugar glass globe.
Okay, and then yeah, and then she can go in with those with her little minions again and make sure again the craft work is very intricate, very detailed to a very small level. Because that seemed to work so well for her last round, so she will maybe lean into that again. Again, sticking with the classic flavors for cheesecake, like trying like not overcomplicating it, I should say,
Hmm.
but really leaning
Letting the
into
design speak for itself.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So you are going to be rolling a creativity roll. Do you have any bonuses to creativity?
Let's see which is on the sheets. There was another bonus there that I hadn't used, but I don't remember what it was. It is creativity with the snow creatures.
Okay. So so it should be built in there. So you'll do the creativity D12 roll. Um yeah, yeah,
Yep, creativity D12, and then the +1 from the meltdown
correct. Yep.
for a ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. I don't believe Keone had a handshake lying around.
She does not.
Well,
You need a handshake.
I mean, I would rather save it for the success roll anyway.
Okay. I was yeah, I was planning on seeing where people were at when they rolled their d20s when it really counts.
Yeah, I think I should probably save anything I would use for the more important roll. But 6?
6. Okay. So with that, uh, Paul will look and be like, so cheesecake is not a very ambitious choice. I do understand though, is chilled, but this will be the second time you haven't really used the oven in your bakes. So are you really baking? But I am interested to see what these little guys can create because the little crucible in the cookie in the biscuits was intricate and amazing. You will get a -1.
Withering.
I mean, she's doing pretty well right now, so I'm still pretty confident about this.
Okay. So then after that, they will shift over to Gatorman. So, Gatorman, tell us a moment in time that you're going to be trying to recreate and give us a little bit of kind of how you're going to pizzazz it up.
Well, I'll give you the first part. The second part I'll tell you at the very end is a nice little surprise. But we're
Okay.
going to do 2 layers of cake. The bottom layer is going to be a nice thick cake with apples and cinnamon, oats for the filling, and a pretty heavy one so we can stack it pretty well. And it's going to have a pretty nice little red fondant covering with some we're gonna do some sugar work, make some little sugar arrows that we can stick in the top, and make sure we have a nice bright race car red for that bottom layer. And the second layer is going to be a lighter banana and cream cake. Um, and we're going to use a nice black and white mixed fondant for kind of a spooky, maybe heavy metal feel, and do some multicolored sugar crystals to show the good people of the Freedom League Dark that kind of took me in and gave me a second chance, and they're the reason I'm here. So yeah, we managed to pull off something incredible, and I think maybe honoring them all in this cake here is going to be the thing that'll maybe give them a little bit of a smile if I do good. So here's to hoping. We'll see how it turns out.
Okay. That does sound extremely ambitious, but I think you can do it. You've proven before that you can pull out a win. So you will be rolling creativity, your D12. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Yep.
D12. Do you have any bonuses to that?
I think
Creativity?
maybe. Yep.
Okay.
A
So
little
that should be
extra,
built in, and then you'll get the +1 for the meltdown.
a little extra finesse as I use my tail to help with the crazy amount of batter and cake I've got to make. Strong 7, 8. Happy with that. Sounds wonderful.
Okay. So with that, Paul will kind of be like, this is very ambitious, and he'll see your tail kind of come up with the little chef hat on it, and we'll be like, I guess he'll be helping.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Paul.
So
Give me the
just
smile. Give me the smile.
just
There it is. That's right, Paul. You know you like it. See?
So just remember to focus on time management. That will be key, and you will get a +1 to your success bake roll.
You're going to be wild, Paul. Just watch it happen, buddy.
So Paul and Prue will head back up to the front. So bakers, now that we know kind of your moments, we are excited to see what you bring to the table. You have 3 hours to bake. Get ready, get set, bake. And they will let you off into your starting gates. So we will roll our second meltdown check. So if everyone will roll their D10s, please.
I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa!
I am.
There you go.
That's better.
Soda gets a +1. Oh, there's. Did Keone roll a nat 1 on her meltdown?
Again, she did. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think she used up all her luck in the first 2 rounds.
To be fair, she doesn't take criticism well. This tracks.
That's true. That is true. That is very true.
She's over there going, what the hell did you say to me, Paul? I'm going to show you.
But everybody does still get a +1. So everyone does still get a +1. So you are all good. All right. So now we will start with the showdown of the D20s of your showstoppers. So because everyone, and I'm nice, and I'm the GM, and I made this game, and I can do whatever I want, I'm going to give everybody a +1 to their success roll. I'm also going to be really nice, and if anybody rolls a nat 1, they will automatically get a reroll. Because I'm a nice person. I want to see everybody succeed. And the Great British Baking Show, everybody should succeed. So, I'm a nice person. So everyone will get an additional +1. So with that, on the success bake rolls, D will have a +4 additional to whatever her initial thing is. Soda will have a +3. Keone will have a +2. And Gatorman will have a +3. So with that, so only rerolls on nat 1s. Only time I will give you a free reroll.
Unless you
So
roll a 2.
we will go. Yeah, maybe then I'm just like, okay, like maybe. But yeah, only if Keone rolls terribly. She'll get a red. Not partial or anything.
Suddenly, if Keone rolls like really low, everyone who rolls that and lower gets to reroll.
Yeah, that's my standard. But I'll wait until we get to Keone to determine that's the standard. So D and Soda are just screwed. And if Gator Man rolls anything other than, a 12, he gets a reroll.
It's not 20 or bust, baby. Watch me do this.
All right, so we will start back at initiative. So we will start with D. So D, you will roll your D20 plus your 4 plus whatever your bonuses are.
This plus 4.
You don't have. Hold on, you should have the initial.
Well, yeah,
bake-
because it automatically adds in the 8.
Oh, gotcha.
And I didn't roll a 2. I rolled a 3.
You did roll a 3. Oh, where you are over here. So is that's not with your extra bonuses, correct? That's not with the 4. So you have a
Correct. So I got a 15.
15.
Try and decide if I'm going to let that stand or not.
I was gonna say, do you want to stick with your 15? I did not roll great. I did roll better. You're currently sitting at 15 points with 2 Hollywood handshakes.
I know, but I kind of wanted to save it. You know what? No, I'm gonna spend one of mine.
You're gonna use one of your hero points.
My Hollywood handshake.
One of your handshakes, okay? So whenever you guys use your Hollywood handshakes, I do not re-roll. So
Oh, okay.
Whatever I had before is what I keep. I do not.
Yeah, that's great because I rolled 1 better.
So that is a 16.
It's improvement.
It is. It didn't make a difference.
Nope.
So with that, D, go ahead and bring up your rustic wedding cake for us to get a little sample. And so as you're kind of bringing it up, notice that it starts to slide a little bit off of your tray, kind of shifting a little bit in balance. And we see one of your vines just pop up and kind of quickly push it back into place and then fix the frosting a little bit and then kind of rebalance.
It's the frost, not frosting, the frost, because Keone keeps freezing everything in the entire tent.
She made ice cream and now she's making cheesecake. She made it cooler for the macarons. Like, she's just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, maybe a little salty about the last bit of criticism there, but...
All right, so you will set the dessert down. They will take a slice of kind of each cake, and they will take a bite. We were really expecting a bigger punch of flavor, although the interesting mix of the color and it not quite matching the flavor that it feels like it should be is very interesting. But it's not quite there yet. There's just it's a little bit off, but it's not terrible. So you're going to get -5 points.
Yeah, I'm so glad I spent my handshake on that.
You would have gotten -5 points had you left the other.
Yeah, and I'm sure the handshake is more than the 5 is worth more than the 5 points I lost. Oh, damn it.
Plus your 1 handshake.
I knew I shouldn't have.
Okay.
It's the bride-to-be's day. We're going to make sure she takes it home.
All right. So next up, we've got Soda. So Soda, go ahead and bring your, please make sure that it's not a real explosion cake up to the front.
About the explosions, but here.
So you are going to roll your D20 plus your baking bonus plus 3.
She's presenting her. It's not an explosion cake, wink cake. I don't know why she says
Right.
wink each time.
So for those playing the home game, the last 3 D20 rolls were 3, 4, 3.
That worked for me.
Yeah, you can rot in
That's
hell.
a 9 total.
So you've got that's a 3. So then what is your
That's a 9.
so that's a 9 with your +3. So what is your baking bonus?
3.
Is it really only 3?
Steady as a rock. Yeah.
Well, that's 6, 7, 8. That's 9. Okay, yeah, 9. Okay. Whoop, shit. Hit the wrong button.
Just gonna say, like, the explosion stuff, it's just supposed to be Pop Rocks. It's all it was supposed to be, is cherry flavored Pop Rocks.
I don't like the fact you keep saying supposed to be, because that means it's
And
not.
now with that roll, I don't know what soda. Joe has no idea what soda just did.
So with that, you bring up your cake, you set it down. They start to take slices of it. They want to make sure that they get your pretty uh ginger explosion sticks. I don't know, really, like, your things. And then the Pop Rocks want to kind of make sure that she's got the cherry, they've got all of it mixed in there. So they take a bite, and Paul's face kind of turns into a bit of fear and panic in his face, because all of a sudden all he can taste is cherry. That's it. So the Pop Rocks didn't just kind of, do their normal, like, oh, tingly explosion. It was kind of like a cherry bomb went off in their mouth. So the only thing they can taste is cherry. It loses all of the cake flavor, all of the ginger, all of that is just an explosion of cherry. So Paul can't get any words out. Prue will look over and be like, that was an interesting sensation. Because, they're not going to be like, that was weird.
Huh?
It was an interesting sensation. It's a lot of cherry. Excuse me. It's a lot of cherry. Before the cherry, the cake was a good cake. It was a good sponge. Was a good moisture level. The chocolate was nice and even. And then it was just all cherry. I didn't even get to taste the ginger. And you got -5 points.
It's so bad.
Yeah, because I'm just imagining, like, you put, like, you thought
Cherry
you only
bomb
put,
is
like,
correct.
yeah, I feel like it was like you kind of put, like, a few cherry, and then you kept forgetting that you put some in, and you just kept putting more, so then it was just like a bomb of cherry Pop Rocks in their
Yes.
mouth,
Yes.
is what I imagine in my head that was like.
So,
So
like, those are Luden's cough drops. What are you doing? Needs more cherry.
Oh, so much cherry. So with that, they will then go and try and cleanse their palate a little bit. And so next up, we have Keone. So Keone, if you can bring your cheesecakes up to the front for us.
And she will bring them up. She will move as carefully as Keone is capable of doing. Those last few rolls did not fill me with confidence. As much as I don't want to mention, I think she's only getting a +1 on this because she got a -1 from the bake.
Yes, she's getting just a +1 on her roll, plus whatever her normal bake and all that kind of stuff roll is. But yeah, she's getting just a +1.
Okay, so her bake, I believe, is 4. Yeah. So D20 +5. Whew. Alright, big money, no whammy.
Oh my god! But you get to re-roll that because that's a 1.
That
Three's
is,
a 4,
Keone
though.
does get to re-roll it. Of course it would be Keone that would get to re-roll it. Now it looks like I did that on purpose.
This is...
If
Not
Keone
on your
wins, I'm gonna
wedding
riot.
Let's go.
Keone.
So that is that with all, that's all of your bonuses, right?
That
That's
is with the cooking bonus and then the +1. So a 13 total.
Okay. So with that, so they will cut into and they will crack open your little your sugar dome, and it kind of sprinkles the snowflakes of the sugar kind of around the little dancing scene in the middle. It kind of sprinkles them around, which is what happened in the scene, because I've only listened to that specific moment over and over and over again as I clipped it, trying to figure out what the dance looked like so that I can make sure when I go to get it drawn that it looks right. So it kind of sprinkles around even though that's not what sugar is supposed to do, somehow you're little people and you kind of did some weird freezing thing to the sugar so that it kind of shattered instead of in pieces, it kind of almost like a powder and kind of just settled around on the cheesecake.
I'll take it.
And they take a sample of each of the cheesecakes. Um, they set very nicely. It's got a good flavor. Still wish you would have gone with something that was less focused on your freezing powers. But we can't deny that this is good. The flavors are great. Um, love the little, I don't know how you did it, but the feature of the snow is just amazing. And you will get 5 points because I rolled like shit on that one.
Of course you did.
I
Rigged.
know.
Rigged.
Keone's just gonna wink and say it was a family secret.
Crucible's going to be a happy man.
And oh shit, I forgot to hold on. I forgot to do something. Okay. Sorry. I forgot to put who won the technical, so that's my bad. Okay. So you got a +5. So now I'm assuming Keone picks up her dessert and kind of winks as she floats her way back to her spot. Gatorman, if you can please bring up your dessert for us.
Yeah, so I've got one more surprise for you all, and I'll have to explain it because you may not realize, but it'll be great. He wanders up with his cake and sets it down happily. He's like, all right, so I want you just to cut a nice big piece by the center. And so again, this is for everybody there at Freedom League Dark that took me in. Said for Overdrive, we have the red cake at the bottom and the sugar arrows for Bowman, the black and white cake at the top for Mortis, and the sugar crystals to show Resonant. And as they cut the cake and cut a nice big slice and pull it out, these little small bits of something wrapped in gold leaf kind of pour out from the middle of it and pour down and go. And I've added some dry bananas for the Banana Queen because we happen to lose Centuria. And just like you finding her in this cake, I hope that we're going to do everything we can to find her and bring her back home. So I wanted to make
Spoilers!
sure she was in there somewhere. So hope I didn't mess it up, and we're coming for you, Banana Queen. And we'll see how this goes. And I'll probably spend my handshake regardless because it's going to be the best darn thing I can make. Spend it anyway. There you go. Didn't even wait for it. That's a 27.
Oh, so you said you used your handshake?
Yeah, like I said, anything less. I was like 8. Nope, screw it, roll it.
Okay.
I'll take the 27.
Okay, 27.
That's for the whole team, man. Go squad. And if you tune in to season 3 of Freedom League Dark, you may see us pull this off because darn it, we're going to do. Shameless plug for our other shows here on the USP project, or Untold Stories project.
I had not caught up to the season finale.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you will see tears running down Prue's face. Just rivers of tears strolling down her face. Paul will be just kind of slowly, just kind of dabbing out of his baby blues. Just kind of, it's not quite crying, but it's getting there. And through tears, Prue will be like, this is beautiful. And she will just like wipe away just tears as she just takes bite after bite of each cake and just crying uncontrollably into this cake. Paul will be like, all right, Prue, now you need to get it together. This is great. The feature of your fallen comrade, this is beautiful. This moment is great. The cake is great. Everything came out exactly as it should. And with that, you will get 10 points.
I'll break decorum and go over by Prue and like put a big arm around her and smile just in solidarity.
He was 1 point away from a 4 degrees of success. So it was close. All right. And with that,
I can't tell you how much I hate the fact that we all have different difficulties.
So with that, we have all of our winners. So for the winner of the signature challenge, that was Keone, and she will get an
Woo!
additional 2 points to her. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna add everybody up. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm adding the wrong column. Why am I stupid? This plus, no. I'm sorry, Soda Light. I don't get to add plus to anything for yours.
Fine. Fine. I'm at a -5 total. I didn't win any of the rounds. We're good.
You are
Fine.
correct, Mundo. And then Gatorman used his Hollywood handshake. So we've got Keone. Okay. Oh my god. Please don't be mad at me. Oh god, please don't be mad at me. So we've got the winner of the signature challenge being Keone. She'll get an additional 2 points, bringing her total score to 29.
Get him, girl.
Soda Light bringing up the rear with -5 points. As she just perpetually is like, one of these desserts has got to get me out of this loop. Gatorman won the showstopper round, so he will get an additional 3 points, bringing his total to 18. D tied with Keone in the technical challenge, so they each got 4 points. I felt it was fair to give each 4 points instead of splitting it to 2 points each. You each got 4 extra points. And then D ended with an 1 Hollywood handshake, bringing her total to 21, meaning the star baker of this episode is Keone with 29.
Yeah, Brad the Bee.
Wow.
Hey, Aunt Puppy.
Yes.
How much is a Hollywood handshake worth?
7 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said don't be mad at me.
That's
So
I think that works for balancing.
So
these
to be
eyes,
fair,
these
to be
eyes go
fair,
blank as vines rise up, rip down the tent, break everybody's necks.
And Soda's just like over there just holding a shadow over D so she can imagine all of this and be like, this might take a minute, guys. She's really mad this time.
She's going through some shit. So to be fair, it would have been worse had you if you kept to the Hollywood handshake, you would have had 28 points. So you
No, I
still
know.
would have lost, but it would have been more brutal because it would have only been by 1 point.
Yeah.
So,
Rigged.
Man, you guys told a story.
Aunt Puppy's character got a reroll.
hey, I said it from the beginning, so I did not wait until it happened. So
It just happened.
it just happened.
The dice wanted the newly engaged girl to win. It's time.
So yeah, so we have Keone in first, D in second. You got second every time, I think. I think even at Origins, I think D got second.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, she did.
So Keone first, D second, Gatorman third, and Soda Light bringing up the rear.
I hate you all.
I think Wildcard was second to last at Origins, and then I think Soda was last at Origins, but she was not last. I don't think you were last the last time, but
no,
I hate you all.
I think she got third last time. But yeah.
So hopefully everybody had fun. Maybe not D particularly, but so with that, so Hollywood handshakes were 7 points. So if you kept one all the way to the end, you would get 7 points in addition. But like I said, I don't add those into the rounds that you win them. They were just ones that you would get those points because you could use them at any time. So I didn't want to give bonuses where bonuses weren't due. Meltdowns was if you got below a 4, it was a -1. If you got above a 4, it was +1. If you got a 4, it was a 0. Which I was not anticipating happening, so because I did not put that in here, but I knew that I was like, oh, 4 is going to be a hard one for anyone to get. People have high will. It should be fine.
Well,
And then, so with the bake rolls, so the success, I did put in here
Oh
that,
God, that's right.
yeah, so I did put in here that a nat 1 was an automatic negative 10 points. I did not follow that rule because apparently the dice were not in our favor today. So I was like, that feels like that's going to be damaging.
I don't know what you're talking about. The dice were great.
it would be too cruel. We had a lot of nat 1s.
So yeah, so basically you were rolling against Paul and Prue, who had +7 in baking expertise, when you rolled the d20. So basically they had to, you're rolling against a 12. So essentially whatever the difference was between the two, it was added into or subtracted from the 12, and that determined what the dice was that you were then rolling against, which then would determine your success or fail rate. And so it was 5 points for each degree of success, and then -5 points was just a straight -5 points for failure. It didn't matter whether it was a high fail or a low fail. Whatever failure was always going to be -5 points. But like I said, I intended for it to be that if you got a nat 1, it was -10. But like I said, I think we rolled a total of like 12 nat 1s, and I was like, no, we're not going to do that roll. That roll kind of sucks for right now. So, but how did everybody feel? Does it feel good? Did it feel like it moved in a smooth direction? I was gonna say, did it feel fair?
No. I do say I think the one thing that just feels off is the fact that as a result of there being different difficulties for each person.
What do you mean different difficulties?
Like I'm rolling against you and you're rolling, and then someone else is rolling against you, and so they could roll poorly and still end up with a bet. Like there was that time when I
Oh,
rolled
gotcha.
better than someone else and they ended up getting
Yeah.
like 5 points and I lost 5 points, and I think that
Yeah, I mean, I've had that exact same thing happen every time, but I feel like that's actually part of the balancing act of whenever you have the insane like nat 20 rolls and in those situations.
Yeah, I think the intention for it was to kind of keep it to where you're rolling against Paul and Prue, but not like as long as like not because it wasn't so much like if I rolled a 20, a non-nat 20, and you also rolled a 20, like determining the degrees of success, determining whether it was plus or minus 12. So you always had to hit 12 was what you were going for. And then Paul and Prue's roll was kind of more of to go, okay, well, they did terribly against you. So that 12, so it was kind of weird math. I may tweak it a little bit how I determine what the positive and negative degrees
it
against each
does
other
make
are.
it feel like I don't know, it just makes it feel really like random, arbitrary as a result.
I mean, I kind of liked it because it built excitement. So when you rolled, you don't just go, I rolled great. Yay. I rolled pretty good. And then you're waiting to see how good is it? So
I mean, it's
to me, it
no
added some
different than
more.
like if we're all in, because this is based on mutants and masterminds. If we're all in a gauntlet, and we're all like trying to hit the same target, some omnipotent god character, and they can just absolutely smack each and every one of us. We're all gonna get hit and rocked pretty easily, but depending on like the exact numbers within the die rolls, someone can get one shotted and another person can punch them in the eye and take it out. Like, sometimes the
Yeah, that's
dice
what I'm saying.
just
I'm just
do that.
personal preference.
Yeah.
I just it's having played through it a second time now, it just feels really
Based on the
arbitrary.
opinion of the character?
Yeah, so Alex just put it might be fun to have penalties or bonuses to Paul and Prue's roles based on their opinion of the character.
Soda, I'm sorry, but
Or
Soda would be at a just eternal negative like disadvantage. That like they don't understand her. That would be so cruel to Soda Light.
or you could even incorporate an element of the characters being able to influence their opinions.
So like if
There being
they
a social element to it.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I kind of had like a notes thing on the back of kind of like giving or subtracting initial like bonuses and things additional to characters based kind of on, you know, GM's discretion. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I think anything that can increase player agency
Yeah, I was supposed
is
to say
always a
something
good
that
thing.
you do through RP.
yeah, and this is a little bit more difficult, or a little bit easier for you guys because you know the characters. So it will be something where kind of I might use that as for players that don't know these characters and don't know their ties to each other, or how, like the whole thing with Gator Man helping Keone. It's like, would she be okay with that because he tried to eat Ethan twice?
He's got good taste. He's
Yeah,
proved it.
would that make her more or less okay with that?
Right, like would that kind
Who
of,
knows?
yeah, so yeah, they, people that don't know these characters that might be playing this wouldn't know that that would or wouldn't influence an, because someone could be like, "Oh, I don't want your help," even though he's offering it. Like, you were like, "No, no, I don't want to take -3 on another roll," which is probably a good choice. But yeah, so it's like, they could, Calvin could have been like, "No, don't help me, Gator Man. You tried to eat my now fiance. Like, no, thank you." Um, so that might, so yeah, so I did kind of add like a thing in the back where it's kind of like those kind of arbitrary, like that, like, oh, like the pride thing. I was like, I love that. Like, that was so cute. I was like, yes, that's definitely going to get a handshake for that one. Um, so yeah, so I like it, but thought everybody had fun. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be running this at Origins. Um,
It's
and
fun. I'm just sick of the dice hating me.
to be fair, the fact that the dice hated us last night didn't help either. It's like it just carried over into tonight. Um, uh, so with that, we'll go around the table and just kind of say our goodbyes. Um, where we can see you next, or if there's anything you want to plug. If you want to talk about any of the things you're doing at Origins or anything like that. So, with that, we will start with our winner, Calvin.
Woo. Um, yeah, that one was completely unexpected. This has been a very fun game. I do also want to say that I feel like I understand the structure of it a bit better. I kind of get more that you're trying to build towards that successful bake roll each round.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what like the first meltdown's building towards like that initial roll, and then the initial roll and the second meltdown build towards your bake roll. Yeah, it feels a little clearer now that that's sort of
Okay.
what the structure of it is. I don't know if that's similar to how the show functions. I assume it is because you have a round each round where you're doing something.
Kind of, yeah. It's a little, so the way that the show kind of works is that, they know ahead of time the showstopper and the signature, so they get to practice it before they come into the tent. So they kind of already know what they're doing, already know what they're baking. So a lot of times they have real positive attitudes at the beginning, and then shit goes sideways as the day progresses. The tent gets too hot, they forget to close the freezer. There was one time someone forgot to set the timer on their bake. So kind of that's where the two meltdowns kind of came into play.
Mm.
Like I said, I may kind of change it up, maybe the first one being a little bit less difficult, and then maybe the second one being a little bit more difficult, just because you've kind of started moving along and now you are like trying to do all the bakey things.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, this, and then the technical is always, nobody knows what they're baking. It's always a surprise. It always kind of, like I said, goes with the theme. But obviously, I don't really do themes on this one because they'll have like patisserie and bread week and all those kind of. We're only doing this once, so it's just kind of dessert week.
Mm.
But that is kind of the structure a little bit of the show.
Yeah, and I felt like that was clearer this time around.
Okay, cool.
As for myself, I will be back next week for City of Destiny. Um, whatever nonsense we get up to in there. In addition, if you are on YouTube, please check out the Win with Dice channel, where we have a weekly tabletop RPG podcast. We just put up 2 parts of talking about Fathomless Gears, this really fun RPG that's like a mix between mech combat and eldritch, like Lovecraftian-esque weird stuff that is waiting in the deeps of the oceans. You're basically big mechs fishing for bigger fish. It's a very interesting game, and yeah, we just had an interview with the designer of it. Uh, as well, there was the Cyberpunk one shot that we took part in. There's links to it on the Win with Dice social media, so check that out as well. And because I had mentioned it last night, Jonesy recently put out Last Bus Leaving Arkham, a Cthulhu Awakens adventure for the Age system, and that is up on Drive Through RPG. So also take a look at that. And I guess I will pass it to Joe, who I haven't had a game with in a very long time.
Yeah, I fell off the planet there for a second.
Welcome to Earth.
Right? Back. Yeah, can't really find me online anymore, guys. Like, hi, I came out of hiding to come do this. I miss streaming, so I'm gonna hopefully be able to do more of it again soon. Other than that, I will be at Origins GMing as well, just with a different crew and different stories, because that's how I like to roll.
And other than that, hopefully the next time I stream with USP, I will have more announcements of where you can find me and what I'm doing. So yeah. Jenny.
Nothing to plug, but it's still Pride, and I still have really pretty fucking nails, so I'm gonna show them off. Because they're sparkly and pretty in Pride. But other than that, as always, be kind to people, especially yourself. The Deuce.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. However you do, fun things to throw out there. One, it is 2025. It is the year of Kevin Fact. So we're on to Kevin Fact number 473. Kevin's Flashpoint oven made circa 1952 only goes up to 350 degrees at highest temperature. Terrible, but terrible guy to cook for you, just letting you know. But fun things to throw around. One, appreciate the fact you're here. Always glad to have you guys playing along, talking along, and seeing the terrible things we do. If you want some cool dice for the con season coming up with Origins as well as Gen Con and others you may find us at, if you go find the good people at Norse Foundry, they do have booths at these cons, or you can go online and use code USP Norse, save yourself some money. Also, we happen to have done a very new Kickstarter of Return of the Living Dead, which is done under the Everyday Hero system, sorry, 1.5 shot. You know we don't do one shots here, though someone's managed to pull it off. And Puppy's the queen of the one shots. So amazing. Mad props for that. But if you want to check out the system a little bit, see how it plays, feel free to check our VODs. They were a lot of fun. Or go to the Kickstarter and get yourself a copy, save you some cool money. Other than that, yeah, I think we're golden. You know, that's glad to see Q&A won, but technically we all really won just for being here and being able to cook together and make these wonderful memories. So it's great. We're all happy for it. So, Aunt Poppy, take us home.
So with that, remember to always play a game and bake. See you guys.